Hi. Yes, it's been a while and I am back, kind of, I think. I don't know. I think. I don't want to say I'm back actually. I'm just making an update video and I want to do more videos. But I figured, yeah, a lot has changed, so it'd be good to do a little update and just talk about that. Talk about the journey that I've been on for the last couple of years. Like Kylie Jenner has said so eloquently in the past, this is certainly a year of realizing things.
This year is really about like the year of just realizing stuff.
Or at least like last year was, and this year continues to be. I've been on a serious healing journey, I would say, and I finally feel like I'm making some like bigger progress, or like, I don't know, not to say the last couple of years haven't been progress, but I finally feel like I'm like kind of out of the woods a little bit. Basically like just dealing with a lot of attachment style stuff, to be honest, like past relationships still impacting me and how I think about myself and my work. I remember my therapist at the beginning of my breakup 2.5 years ago saying it takes about half of the time that you were together to actually feel like you're in a better place. And I'm like, holy shit. So it's like been 2.5 years, so that's half. And I feel like that's pretty accurate actually. I finally feel like good on my own and like confident in what I'm doing and just like my own full self. So that's been nice, but yeah, it's certainly been a journey and there's a lot more there. So like maybe more on that later. Just would say recently I'm just really sick of my maladaptive coping mechanisms, like sick of self-sabotaging, sick of like just procrastinating the healing and numbing out. And I did that for a while. I finally am sober for, it's been I think 17 days now. And I wouldn't say, I don't know, it's so hard to quantify like if you have a problem. I felt like I had a problem because I was just really relying on alcohol to feel nothing or to even feel more myself. It was weird. It's like it both like worked to kind of numb and also like accentuate parts of myself that I had a hard time connecting to, like my sense of humor and feeling less anxious. But really, we all know that alcohol cannot really solve that or make you feel like that long term. If anything, it makes you feel worse. And I have felt that firsthand now actually doing dry January, and it's something that I want to stick to beyond this. I'm just like terrified to actually like say that and like what if I fuck up or something. But I'm really like enjoying the benefits of not drinking and I want to continue. It was just something that really started kind of like at the beginning of the end of my last relationship, and I feel so weird for like still talking about that stuff because it's like, again, it's been like 2.5 years, but like I've been affected, like impact. And I think a lot of it has to do with like the dynamic of that relationship, which I can get into more later in this video. Like he was my teacher, I was a student, like that power dynamic never goes away. It'll always impact the relationship and how I viewed him and viewed myself in the context of our relationship. So I feel like I really started to heavily drink during the end of that because I was really feeling like guilty that I wasn't happy in the relationship because on the outside it looked great. And I was beating myself up constantly for just like not being happy, and drinking just really helped me just zone that out or numb it for at least a little bit. And then I just continued post breakup and just to deal with everything in my life. And anyway, this is getting long. I want to make a whole video on why I stopped drinking and how it's impacted me. Let me know if that'd be of interest to you. Amidst all of that, I realized that I really wanted to make a change for myself in my life in like a big way. I had really stuck around in Chicago for that relationship. And like he just refused to want to leave. Like he was like, I will live here for the rest of my life. And I'm like, okay, cool. I just graduated college and I like wanted to maybe see what other cities are like. But you know, in order for me to make this relationship work, I have to basically be here then. So when that all fell apart, I was like, why am I even here? Even though I was able to find like my own community and my own, like really kind of make Chicago my own outside of it, like, which was really nice. And I freaking love Chicago. You know, I do. And but I still knew at the end of the day, like I am curious about like other things, and I've wanted that, and I want to see what else is out there. And so I applied to work at YouTube, and I ended up getting the job, and that would be like, I think, a whole video on its own. So let me know if you're interested in that. But I literally work at YouTube. Like, it's part of Google, and it's what brought me out here to San Francisco, where I now live. I joined YouTube in November 2020, and I've been working there ever since. And I moved to San Francisco in like August of last year. And like the move was super like gut wrenching, but like also so necessary. And I am like glad with that decision. And it makes me feel really good to know like I made this happen for me. I didn't do this for anyone else. No one else told me to do this. It was something I wanted, and I made it happen. And like that just makes me feel so good within myself. This is something I've learned in therapy. Like I tend to have like an anxious attachment style, and people with anxious attachment styles tend to view change, or like the discomfort that comes from change, as like an indicator that they've made a mistake. When in reality, it was like a meaningful disruption that like you actively chose and like worked towards, like in this case, at least. I feel like my therapist really helped me understand that like, no, like my body is misreading that discomfort. It was a meaningful disruption to end the relationship and also to move, even though sometimes it really feels unsettling and weird and like uncomfy, that it was the right thing for me to do for myself. So I don't really know like what's next for me at this point. I'm really taking it like one day at a time. I mean, I made a huge change, so I'm like figuring it out as I go. But I will say that like the difference of where I'm at now is that I'm actually like making like true life goals for myself. For a while, like post breakup, I like refused to make just goals, or I couldn't see the future because I was so in denial that the future that I thought I would have, like that it wasn't happening. Like I couldn't handle that. And therefore I would not make other life goals and plans because I was still mourning the loss of this thing that I just like wasn't ever gonna have. And now that I've gotten to a place where I've kind of like gotten over that, and I feel optimistic for my future, and I see the changes that I can make for myself, and that I'm okay alone, I've started to think about that more. And like I'm really interested in my career, and I'm really interested in just like building a life for myself that I'm proud of. Like I want to get my own home one day, and I want to make me be the healthiest version of myself that I can be, and be the best cat mom I can be. And I really want to connect more with my creativity. Like I would say, and my friends would attest to this, like I have not felt any shred of curiosity or creativity since like 4 to 5 years ago. And it like makes me emotional to think about how it's like it just kind of like started to spark, and I'm like, oh my God, is this real? Like I'm like afraid even to like speak it into existence. But it's why I'm here right now making this video. Like I feel like doing this. I haven't felt like doing this for such a long time. I would also say though, like there's other reasons why I haven't felt like doing this. Like I feel like, again, in like my past relationship, like my ex really resented social media, and it was really difficult to not internalize that, again, especially because of the power dynamic in our relationship. Like I really put him on a pedestal, and I wanted him to perceive me as like good and like cool and like making cool things. And I feel like I really like adjusted the work I was doing to fit like his approval. And it wasn't like the full authentic me, I don't think. And he would say that he like supported my work. And yeah, he did support my work, the work that I like changed to be more like things that he would like. But there was like a me before that did stuff like this. That's not to say that like I'm not still critical of like social media. Like I don't think I'm like throwing all that out the window, but I would say that I want to take a much more like balanced point of view towards it all versus a really like bitter and jaded point of view. And that's also something I get to bring to my job. Like I literally work at a social media platform, this one, and I get to bring my curious, critical perspective to the work we do every day and actually influence how this platform works, which is like crazy to me. Anyway, it was really difficult to not internalize that resentment. And, you know, 21-year-old me, super impressionable, just wanted to please at the time. And I feel like I finally have shed that. Like I finally feel like I'm just like, fuck that shit. I love that I like to do this. I like to put myself out there. I've always enjoyed connecting with other people on the internet, like, and just talking about my own interests and ideas and things like that. And I want to continue to do that. I don't want to stop doing that. And it makes me so sad that I was so impacted by someone else's thoughts on that. Wish I could go back in time and just tell little 21-year-old me, like, don't date your teacher. But then again, it probably really shouldn't have been on me. Teachers, don't date your students. I've learned a lot, lots of realizing things.
Realizing stuff.
Okay, I think that's it for now. I want to do more videos. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I am like offering no consistency or schedule or anything like that because I literally, like, that'll make me feel anxious. It just sucks, but whatever, we'll get there. I feel like weird and vulnerable for like kind of mentioning this stuff about my relationship because I want to seem cool and like, oh, I'm not impacted by that anymore. Even like it's been 2.5 years, like I don't even think about it anymore. No, this shit impacted my life and I am still healing and I'm in such a better spot than where I was 2.5 years ago, or even 4 years ago, like the beginning of the end. But, I just feel weird. I feel like I should be over it, but what I like to do is talk authentically and honestly about where I'm at. And I've missed doing this, and that's a part of me and my journey. All right, let's meet my cats. Okay, we're gonna have to start with Carl because Cascabel does not like me to hold her. But this is Carl. I recently adopted him a week ago. He's like 9-10 weeks old, and he's such a sweetie. He is a cuddle buddy, like just perfect. I named him after the fog here. Everyone in San Francisco refers to the fog as like Carl the Fog. Oh my God, he's purring. Every time I hold him or like walk into a room where he is, he starts to purr and it makes me just melt. Here. Hi. Say hi. He's so cute. And this is Casca. Hi. He's sleeping. She likes to sleep in the sun and look at the backyard. There's lots of like hummingbirds and just like other birds that are back there. It's seriously so gorgeous. Just like you, you're gorgeous. Hi. You've never seen my camera before. Yeah, your mama's a YouTuber, honey. Okay, bye.